Hi everyone, this is what happened to me when I got government housing part 35. And I just wanted to start this video by saying that when I decided to tell my story, my intention was to explain everything that happened and then to talk to you about my final hearing, which was my compensation hearing. Because obviously I believe that what happened to me was wrong, and I wanted people to understand my side of the story. And I think obviously I have a right to tell my side of the story, especially given the way things turned out, the way I suffered, the way I was treated by the police, and the way I was treated by the justice system in general. But the problem is that now that I've started to tell my story and I can see that it's taking so long, for example, we're already up to part 35 and it doesn't look like we're getting to the end quickly because so much happened to me. The truth is that I was stalked and assaulted and suffered, not just from the person who was doing those things to me, but from the police and from people who worked in the justice system as well, because I had to deal with them and their prejudices and issues that I had getting access to help, which was the main issue that I had, was that I didn't get any access to help. But regardless, that went on for 3 years. And for me to explain to you what happened and the way I felt for 3 long years will take a really long time. And I don't want people to cover up what happened to me, and I don't want people to miss out on seeing the truth. There's no point me telling you what happened if someone's going to destroy evidence that proves what I'm saying is true. And I do suspect that they would do that because the way I was treated was so serious that I can safely assume that people will lose their jobs if it does come out the truth about what actually happened to me. So, what I wanted to say from the outset is that my final hearing for compensation was on the 7th of the 5th, 2018. And I've said before that if I made allegations, I wanted to give you the opportunity to verify what I'm saying, because my conscience is clear. Basically, I bit my tongue throughout the whole thing when I could have come back at people, and when people abused me, I could have abused them back, and so on and so on. But I didn't. I have no problem with people seeing my court hearings, and I would like people. So on that date, which was the 7th of the 5th, 2018, at the Melbourne Magistrates Court, which is in 233 William Street, Melbourne in Victoria, Australia, I attended court for a compensation hearing, and I was there for the whole day. Okay, so that's what I wanted to talk to everyone about 35 videos ago. But as you can see, we're not getting anywhere. The problem that I have is that if I skip over what happened to me, I run the risk of not being understood. And, most importantly, I wanted to tell my story to make sure that everyone knows what actually happened and the way it affected me. But regardless, I want people to not just understand what happened to me at my compensation hearing, but I'd also like people to verify what I'm saying. And I think the best way for that to happen is for you to watch a video of what happened. Um, so the Melbourne Magistrates Court do film their hearings. As I've said before, they do have, recording equipment and cameras in the courtrooms. So I would like people to see the video of my hearing on that day. When I make these videos, I make them under the name of SJMT, but my name is Sarah Taylor, and I'm more than happy for anyone to take this video down to the Melbourne Magistrates Court, which, as I said, is at 233 William Street in Melbourne, Victoria, Australia, and ask to see the video of the court hearing, the video of my compensation hearing. I want the whole world to see what happened to me. I have no issue with people verifying what I'm saying. And at this point, I think it's important to make it clear that if anyone disputes what I'm saying about how badly I was treated in that courthouse or during my compensation hearing, all they need to do is release a video. And I don't see how anyone can dispute what I'm saying unless they're willing to release that video and allow people to judge for themselves. So I just wanted to get that out of the way before we proceed any further, in case that video goes missing, which, after all, I suspect that it may. Um, so what I wanted to do is, this is part 35 where I have explained to you what I'm doing. I had like real concerns about not being able to tell my story fully because it would just drag on, and maybe I'd get to the final hearing and people may have, removed evidence, or may have, it's even possible that people could, or not people, but specific people could, laws could change between now and when I finish telling you my story, and it revolving around revealing court documents and so forth. But I think that maybe you could get hold of those under freedom of information, and I would certainly give my permission for that to happen. And here I am on video saying that I give my permission for that to be revealed. So specifically regarding that hearing, and I've said before, because of the behavior of the respondent towards me in the courthouse was so bad, I'd like videos of the time that I was in the waiting area released as well. So this is what happened to me when I got government housing part 35, and I want to get on to part 36 as soon as I can. But I was concerned that I did need to make it clear in this video before we went any further that I would like people to get hold of evidence before it goes missing. So please stay with me, and I'll keep telling my story. And also I'd like to keep telling you ways that you can verify what I'm saying, because that's the most important thing. I don't just want to tell my story, I also want it to be understood that what I'm saying is true and that what happened to me was wrong.